Ow. Oh. It's gonna hurt tomorrow. I mean, I totally just parked completely fine and didn't drive into that lamppost. No, it was sick. I did like a skid, spin around like a glove right into the park. Yeah, I definitely didn't maybe break my leg. All right, I'm being silly. Let me get out of here.
Oh, hi. Yeah, I ride now. I'm cool. This is the first time I'm reviewing a Nintendo Switch 2 game. Well, it's actually my first impressions. This isn't a full, complete review of Mario Kart, but a first impression look at it because I just spent 5 or 6 hours streaming it with a lot of you. By the end of this video, I'm going to let you know if I think it's worth $80 or not. Everything about Mario Kart World is seamless. Even just loading up that title screen, which loads up instantly, by the way, and then whenever you want, you can just take over control and you're free roaming within the game world. It's really cool. I didn't spend too much time free roaming. I definitely still want to do more of that. But even in the short time I did do it, there were quite a few in-world events that happened, like these 3 turtle dudes. I don't know their names. All of a sudden, I was just supposed to target them and I got distracted and started chasing one pretty much halfway across the map because I cannot aim a green shell in this game to save my life. But it was fun. It was cool that somewhere on this map, I entered this instance of trying to chase them down and I ended up on a highway halfway across the world. And the world really does feel pretty big. I started my free roam in the desert and I was playing for a good 5 minutes before I realized I'm still in the desert. Like now, like I'm actually still in the desert. Anyone need gas? I own the station. It's fill 'em ups. It also does this GTA 5 type thing where if you load up the map and click any of the character icons, it'll teleport you to that character and you are now that character in that part of the world, which I kind of really like that. I also like that as far as I can tell, those characters are actually roaming the world. You can go and find them if you want, or you can just fast travel and be them. So that's the free roam. Again, there seems to be a lot of secrets hidden around the free roam, and I look forward to finding more about that out later. At first, I did just a regular Grand Prix offline and solo mode, and it's fine, but it definitely felt like offline Mario Kart, where I'm really just racing 1 or 2 of the fastest karts out in front, with most of the other karts just being forgotten about in the distance. Whereas online, you really feel these 24 races. Most people are always grouped up together, which leads for an insane amount of chaos at almost any position you're in at the race. And also makes it so if you're in the top 5 and you get hit 1 or 2 times, you could easily end up in 24th place in a second. And while that's very frustrating, it's also very exciting. And it also works in reverse, where you get a couple of good items or you do a couple good cut through lanes, all of a sudden you go from 24th and you're back to 5th, which can feel very rewarding. I am right now in 1st, and that's the biggest victory I'll take for the day. But yeah, these online games were absolutely hectic, and that's just the Grand Prix. The stakes get raised even higher in this knockout mode, which is by far my favorite way to play this game. It's sort of like the Fortnite mindset, I guess, coming into Mario Kart, where you all race across 5 or 6 of these courses in one shot, and there's gates along the way that you need to be a certain amount in the lead to qualify to continue racing. So at first you need to at least finish 20th, and then you have to at least finish 16th, and so on, with the karts behind not making the cutoff, leaving the race. And if that's you, you just gotta sit there and wait the race out and watch whoever's winning. Again, this ups the ante and adds so many stakes. It's so much more fun, and there's so much more pressure, but in a good way. I also like that if you're really like at the cusp of just making it through a gate, like you're struggling to get to that point and you keep getting hit and you're falling back and falling forward, but you just managed to make it through, there's actually a little bit of a breath of fresh air in that moment, because now there's no one behind you. Everyone just got eliminated, so the only place you can go is up. You're the person right at the back. It's freeing. It's almost like it's become a new race at that point, and you can crawl and fight to get a little bit further ahead. So yeah, the knockout mode has a lot of nuance, and I'm really enjoying that mode. Also, the battle mode is fun. I've never in any Mario Kart game been a massive fan of the battle mode, but in this one, I like how open it is. You have these very large maps with a lot of players running around. We did 4 teams and filled the teams full. I sucked at it, but that's no surprise. I just lost 2 balloons really quickly. I lost 3 balloons really quickly. So what I realized while playing all of this Mario Kart is there's something more floaty and open and casual about this Mario Kart. And that's when I realized it's a very arcadey racing game. And what I mean by that is like Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, which is a kart game. And sure, it's arcadey in a way. It's not like a simulated racer game. But Mario Kart 8 was a Mario Kart that got to the point where it felt very competitive. I can think in my brain right now of that airport map in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, which I raced 100,000 times on. And I know every time I do a lap on that course, exactly where I'm going to cut through, exactly where I'm going to drift, and exactly how to play that course, and it goes the same way every time I play it. You can really focus in on being super competitive with that game, and it makes it so it's predictable, and every lap feels the same, and the game feels the same, and that's why I kind of got bored of Mario Kart 8 and Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. But in Mario Kart World, absolutely nothing is predictable. Even just in your own controls, where now it's way more bouncy and fast, but you add in grinding on things and wall running on things and all the weird ways you can get hit and the physics before in older Mario Kart games, you get hit by anything, it almost always plays the same animation every time. Like if you get hit by a blue shell, you kind of know exactly how long you're going to be knocked out for, how long it's going to take you to speed back up. In this game, it depends how fast you are going when you were hit. It depends what angle you were hit at. You can actually get hit in this game, and if you're lucky enough, you might not even lose any speed, which again adds to that variability, making it unpredictable. The grinding and wall bouncing and all the things happening, sometimes you can just like get glitched out or jump to a different thing than you were trying to. So it definitely feels like something that I almost don't want to take too seriously and I just want to have fun with. While older Mario Kart games might be more competitive in a way, this one's definitely more arcadey and just fun, and you're just supposed to laugh and have a good time while playing it. And I can really appreciate that, and it actually makes me want to play it more. Also, I cannot figure out the wall running or the grinding on rail to save my life. There's a jump and you gotta like hold the drift button without moving the stick, and then it charges up a jump, and then if you hold it long enough you get a bigger jump, but it's really not that big, and that's how you get on the walls. I think you can grind on any wall, but I just can't figure it out. Just in that one Donkey Kong level, which is awesome and sick and my favorite level, there's a section where you can just bounce between the walls like crazy, and that's probably my funnest little spot, my favorite part in the whole game. I have loved the levels so far. That Donkey Kong one I could play endlessly, but I already have a ton of favorites, and getting to race to the courses after finishing a race will never get old either, because you don't just finish a course and then load into the other course. You actually have to race through the open world to the next course, and that all counts towards becoming first. I don't want to give like a full review of the camera just yet. I'm gonna leave that for my Nintendo Switch like actual review when I put my thoughts together on the whole console later, but I did plug it in and use it for this experience, so I want to tell you about it. As silly and dumb as I thought it would be to see your little friends' faces as you're driving past, I kind of liked it. It was actually pretty like charming, sweet, cutesy. I was playing with my friends Peanut Butter Gamer, Scootish, and Liz the Lass. Every time one of them passed me or I saw that they threw a red shell and they hit someone and they got happy about it, you see your friends that you love and you care for smile and laugh and get excited at what's happening. Or even if they get angry and upset, that's also kind of funny. And it's gimmicky, and I don't think it's for everybody, and it's very niche, but kind of awesome. I guess just heartwarming is the word I'm looking for. It definitely added to the experience, and also it made it more obvious who was passing me and who was doing what. Because when all the carts are there, even with the names, sometimes I'm just a blur to it and I don't really notice what's happening. But when Liz the Lass hits me with a red shell and then blasts past me and I can see her camera with her laughing her ass off, yeah, I'm gonna notice it's Liz the Lass, because she's laughing her Liz the ass off. The whole camera thing was a nightmare to set up, but I'll talk about that later. All right. But is it worth $80? I'm still struggling to see it. A couple of days before release, I was lying in bed and I just kind of had this brainwave. I was like, oh, I can't believe I haven't thought about this. But when Tears of the Kingdom was coming out, we had no idea about the depths. Nintendo kept that so secret leading up to launch. So we didn't know there was a whole underground of Hyrule, which added so much content in the game. And I thought, oh, they must have something like that planned for Mario Kart. Maybe there's a whole system of underground subway tunnels we don't know about. Maybe when you go to Rainbow Road, it's actually the size of the entire map doubled up top. No, none of that is there. If you've been following this game and the trailers and the directs and maybe even the treehouse events, you've seen literally everything this game has to offer. As far as I can tell, were no extra big crazy secrets or anything like that that would be considered to add $10 to the price. Nintendo just thought the game that you've seen is worth $80. Peanut Butter Gamer brought up a good point while we were discussing this on stream. He said it's kind of a moot point because in no time all games are going to be $80 anyway, so the conversation about Mario Kart being $80 or not is going to become irrelevant. And while that's true, it is the first $80 game, so comparing it to other games, especially Nintendo games that we've had recently, and the Donkey Kong game that's coming that is $70, I think it's safe to be able to compare it to all of that, and I don't see it. Nintendo games have been $60 for a long time. Tears of the Kingdom was more expensive at $70. Donkey Kong's gone up. Everything's gone up. I think Mario Kart could have gone up to $70. I don't know why they jumped a whole extra level and went to $80. I gotta be honest, I just don't see that. Unfortunately, I'm torn because that is the price and it's a really fun game. And the only way to get that game outside of the bundle, which is obviously the best way to get it, but if you're asking me, is it worth $80 because that's how I want to buy it right now and the only way I have, it's worth it just because it's a really fun Nintendo game and it's the launch title and you're gonna want to play it with your friends. But other than that, it is a slap in the face and it does stink. Damned if you do, damned if you don't. What are you gonna do? Just not buy it and not play it? Because that's really your only option. And a lot of people could vote with their wallets and maybe it'll make a dent, but this is just the situation that we're in. I don't think it was worth the jump up to 80, but now that it is 80, is it worth it to buy it? I mean, it's really fun and that's the only option. So what else am I going to say? I guess a very neglectful yes. It's not a bad game. I can't say to you, it's so bad, don't buy it. It's really fun and you'll love it. So I guess it really comes down to you and if it's in your budget, and if you decide it's too much, I'd understand. That's my first impressions on Mario Kart World. I'm definitely ready right now after playing for 6 hours to take a bit of a break, to get some food and hang out with Kim and my son. I don't feel too much like I need to play for 8 or 10 hours on end, which is how I felt when I played Tears of the Kingdom. I just did not want to stop playing. This definitely feels like a game that's more, I can just jump back in and play more when I'm ready, and I'll definitely want to play a little bit with Kim tonight if she's not too tired. And that's where I'm at. But now I gotta get home. Now I need to get back to Kim and the baby, and I'm stuck out here in the desert. So if you don't mind, I gotta hit the dusty trail. But I appreciated you watching this, the first ever review / first impressions of a Switch 2 game. If it's your first time here, oh baby, you're gonna want to sub now. There's a lot of good stuff coming. And check the link in the description to get a Satisfy grip. Beat 'em ups and Satisfy. Code BeatEmUps15 to get 15% off. All right, I gotta head out of here. I gotta close down shop. I think all my staff have already gone home and they never lock up. And they always leave the refrigerators off. The food goes bad and then customers come and they want to get a salad and all the lettuce is wilted. Sorry, I shouldn't be venting. I just need to fire Joseph. I love you. Oh, let me know what you think of Mario Kart. All right? Let me know what you think of it. All right.